Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the car boot crafter, and I've been working all afternoon trying to develop this. So it's taken ages with the maths and everything to develop this little stationary gift bag. You'll see how it pans out as we go along, but this is my first go at it, so fingers crossed. I've done a couple of mock-ups to test some of the measurements and stuff. Don't worry, this is not what it looks like. But I've done a couple of mock-ups to try and make sure that it all sort of works together. This is the papers I'm using, Refreshing Basics. I think I picked it up at a car boot sale, but I've had it ages. Need to use it up. So you'll need 2 pieces of ribbon, about 12 inches long. We'll come back to those later. This is a piece of card that I've cut diagonally in half, and it was 7 3/4 by 5 1/8, and I've just cut it corner to corner. I've got a piece here that is the insert, or will be the insert, and you'll see what I mean when I get to it. It's 10 3/4 by 5 1/2. Then we have the sleeve. Again, you'll see when we get to it what it looks like. And the sleeve measures 7 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then for the bag itself, we have a piece that's 12 by 7 3/4. Okay, let me grab my score tool and we'll do all the scoring first. So with your largest piece, so the piece that's 12 by 7 3/4, pop it in so that you've got your 12 at the top. And you're going to score at 5 1/8. So go to the 5 and 1 above and score all the way through 5 1/8, and then go up to 6 7/8. So 6 7/8 is 1 below the 7. So score all the way through like that. Pop that to one side. Then the sleeve, so the one that's 7 3/4 by 4 1/2, you're going to put it on that side, the long side, the short side, sorry. So there's my 4 1/2 inch side, and I'm going to score at half an inch at 2 1/4. And I'll put all of these measurements in the description box below, so don't worry, they'll be there. So 2 1/4, then the next one is 4. Okay, so that was half inch, 2 1/4. Can't see that. Let's do that again. 2 1/4 and at 4. I think I've jumped out the tracks there a bit, but we'll sort that out in a minute. Then with the insert, so your big piece, you're going to score this at, now let me get this right, on the long side you're going to score at 1 1/2. Okay, I'm going to flip it over because it's going to have a bit of movement on this score line. So 1 1/2, turn it all the way around to the other side and score at 1 1/2 again. Flip it over and do it again. The reason I've done it like this is because if my measurements for the length isn't quite right, if I'm just a tiny bit off, that's going to be in the middle. I need these two ends to be absolutely spot on. Then put it into the short end, and you're going to score at 1 5/8. So go to the 1 1/2 and it's 1 above. And 1 5/8 all the way through. 1 5/8. Then you're going to score at 3 1/4. 3 1/4. All the way through. And the last one is at, let me find it, 3 1/4, 4 7/8. So go to the 5 and it's 1 below. 4 7/8. Okay, score all the way through like that, and that's all our scoring done. Okay, right, I'm going to bring these 2 pieces back in first. So on the big piece, so if this is your, decide which side you want as your outside. I was going to go with this side, but I think I'm going to go with the pink actually this time. I thought I'll go with the sort of vintage look, but you know what, I really like this pink, so let's do that. So nice and simple, fold it up, make sure those lines are straight, and score all the way down like that. So you've got that, and that is the beginning of our handbag. Bring in this piece and fold. Now that's on my inside. I want this to match, so I'm going to have it like that. I could have it that way round, but I think I'm going to have it that way so you almost don't see it. So fold. I did jump out of the track a little bit, so I'm just making sure that I'm on the right score line. Okay, whoops, and I've dropped that. Let's see if I can find it again. I'm trying to get this all done in one video because I don't want it to go into two parts. So, okay. And last one. So we've got our 2.5 inches done at either end, and then we've got the bit in the middle. And what we want to do is we want to create a triangle in the middle of the bag, so it'll sit like that. It'll sit like that. Right, I'll grab my glue and put my glue on here. So make sure you go to the edge. I have a feeling that if you don't, when I was doing some of the mock-ups to get these measurements right, because trying to fit a triangular box inside a triangular sleeve is not very easy, I've found. Oh, and that's what we're doing. We're going to fit a triangular box inside a triangular sleeve. So that edge, that crease there, we want to butt it up to that crease, this crease on the inside. So just butt it up like that, and I find lifting this piece up helps quite a lot to sort of line it all up. So I'm going to use my bone folder just to push that glue into the papers. Is that? Yeah, that's fine. I thought I was a little bit short that way. So that's pushed into there. I'm going to put glue onto this piece here now as well. And I do use the side of the nozzle to sort of spread it around a little bit. Because what I want to do is make sure that right up until this crease has got glue on it, because I don't want it to start lifting. So let's just spread that around a bit. It also helps it to grab and dry a little bit as well, doesn't it? So spreading it out a little bit. So, and what I want to do is have this crease butt up to this crease here. So again, I'm bringing that up. I'm just marrying it up to that crease there. There we go. And my bone folder, I don't think I'm going to get it very far in there. I'll try both ends. Oh, that shifted, didn't it? Bring that back up. Do that. Actually, I've got my ruler there. That might help. It's a nice long, well, it's 12-inch ruler, so hopefully that'll help bring that up. So what I've got now is that. Okay, I'll pop that to one side to dry. And I'm going to bring this piece in now. Right, okay, so what I want to do is create a box, a triangular box. Oh, that's just popped off. Let's pop that on. In fact, I'm thinking if I leave my ruler in there, that might help the weight of the ruler on there. Pop that in there like that. The other side, because I can get inside easier with the first one that we glued down. It's took quite easy, but there we go. Right, now if I do that, I want to do this so that you can see my crease lines. So I'll just do the one end, I don't need to do all the way. So you can see when I scored this, I scored it at 1 5/8, then again at 3 1/4, and then at 4 7/8. And then I've got this little bit at the end, which is just over 1/2 inch there, which is going to be my tab. So what I want to do is I want to find the middle in this box. So I've got a bit in. I wonder, let me grab a pencil. If I do it this side, it might be easier for you. So I've got my score line. That's not working. I've got my score line across the middle like that, and then I've got score lines there and there. Hopefully you can see those pencil marks there. So you can see you've got 1, 2, 3 square boxes and this rectangle here. I want to find the middle of this. Now this is 1 5/8. I can't find the middle of 1 5/8. So the easiest way I can think of is to fold that thin one back out the way, and then folding this in half but not creasing it. So fold it across to there, not to this, but to that crease, that fold there. And don't fold it down, just hold it where those two meet and then pinch it there, and that's the middle. Do the same the other side. So I've got that piece folded back out the way, and I'm going to bring this edge to that folded edge there, and I'm going to pinch there. So I've got a nice little pinch there and a little pinch there. So hopefully you can see that now is the middle. So I can open that again now, and I need my ruler for this bit, so I'm hoping that's caught. So where these two creases meet there, I'm going to put my pencil there, and I'm going to draw a line to that middle bit, and the same this side. Perhaps I should have got something a bit plainer for me insert. So I've drawn a triangle there. I'm going to do the same on this end. So I've got my score line there all the way across, got another score line there, another one there, and I don't need the other one. So there's one score line and there's the other. I'm just going to do the same pencil mark there to that middle part where those two lines intersect to that point. So I've got a point there. Now what I want to do is I want to create the tab, so I need to create something here. So I'm going to come just about 1/4 inch away from that line and do another line, but only to where this score line is. Same on this side. So I'm by eyeing it, I'm not measuring. You can if you want to, but I'm not going to. And I've done the same there. I'll flip it over and do the same on this side. So again, by eye, about 1/4 inch away from this line here, bring it down, only going to that score line there. I've not gone all the way down here, I'm just going to there. And the same on this side. So there's my score line there. So I'm going from there to the top. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of this and these two little pieces there on both sides. So cutting along the score line, to where those two meet. I'm going to cut down that score line like that. I'm going to do the same this side, so I'm leaving that almost middle square box in the middle. I'm leaving that for now. So I've cut those two away, I don't need them. And then I'm going to cut down that second line. So there's the line that goes to the middle. There's the one that we did next to it, and I'm just cutting down that line like that. Get rid of those. And the same on this side. So cut along to there. Cut down that score line there. And this one here. So I was flicking through Pinterest and I saw this sort of shape and it got me thinking. And I also knew that I wanted to create a gift for a friend whose birthday it is. And this friend loves stationery and notelets and things like that. And I thought this would be a good idea. So once we've got to this point, what I want to do is to trim a little bit of the bulk out here. So you can see how it comes to the point. And I'm going to cut from the point across like that. Okay, so I've cut that corner off. So in the same this side. So we're just cutting some of the bulk out because we want our tabs to be able to glue things in place, but we don't want it to be too bulky. So we've just cut some of the bulk out of that there. Right, before we start construction, I've got my corner rounder. So I'm just corner rounding on this side. Now this is the side with the thin tab. So this is my narrow bit there. Okay, so I've just corner rounded there. Okay, I'll pop that away, don't need it. And the last thing is grabbing my hole punch, and I'm just going to punch a little finger lift in there like that. So I've got that. Okay, right, now then let's reinforce those score lines. Bring them all in. It is incredibly difficult, I have to tell you, to do measurements for a triangular box. It's a bit like trying to construct a Toblerone box, and if you're in the UK you'll know exactly what I mean when I say a Toblerone box. And then trying to build a sleeve around it. So I folded those in, and you can see now, look, if I'd have not cut all that bulk out, it would have been very bulky at these ends. So it's really important that you do that. Fold that over, and the same on this side. Fold that over. Okay, right, now what we want to do is the side that we've got the finger lift, we need to glue to these tabs here, those ones. Not gluing those ones, leave those ones alone for now. Okay, so I'm just going to put a bit of glue on that tab, and again I'm going to use the size of my nozzle just to spread that around. I'll put some on this side as well and spread that around a bit. Just helps with catching it later. Okay, and then fold that up, bring that in and create a nice sharp corner there. Okay, now I'm going to have to lay this on the desk and you won't be able to see very well what I'm doing, but all I'm doing is laying it down and using my bone folder to push the glue. So fold that back out the way to push the glue into the card. While trying to create a nice sharp edge. The thing with the triangular boxes is you can't get in very easily, I think. I think I'm learning that lesson. So in we go. Let's use the bone folder. Hopefully that'll grab it. Yeah, and the same this side. Create a nice sharp corner, and then I'm going to use my fingers just to hopefully get it to grab first before going in with the bone folder. Okay, so fold that over, and then this bit tucks inside there. Whoops, like that. I'm going to leave it a minute for that to dry actually before I start trying to tuck it all in, because otherwise I'm just going to wreck it. So I'm going to leave that to one side for a minute, and I'm going to bring this in, and hopefully that's all dry now, and I'm going to do the next bit. So what I think is going to be the easiest bit is to sort of fold it in and pinch it together. So line up those sides and edges, and I've got some pegs here like that. I'm just going to put one on each end. So one on there and one this end here. And what I'm doing is making sure that that's all lining up beautifully, so that it there's no oh hello, there's a little bit there. There we go, and this side as well. There we go, so that all of that is level and straight. I've got my crocodile, but you know, use whatever you've got to hand, and this is the easiest way I've found to sort of do this. I'm going to get my pen, my ruler and a pencil, and I'm coming in 2 inches, just making a very simple little mark there. And again, this side 2 inches there, just so that it gives me something to aim for. So that's 2 inches. Whoops, I don't want to come in too much. There we go, and then across to this one, and again like that. Okay, I can take those pegs off now, and I've got my 2 pieces of ribbon. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread from the outside in like that. There we go, and the same with this end, from the outside in and there. Now these were 12 inches 12 inches in length on these. So I've got some double-sided tape. I'm not going to use it as double-sided, I'm just using it as tape. So if you've got other tape or washi tape or something like that, feel free to use it, or if you want to use wet glue and wait until it dries, then do that as well. So I'm just bringing that in and taping that down. You could do a knot, but you'll see why that's probably not the best idea on the next stage. So whoops, don't pull it out. A bit more double-sided tape. There we go. And again, and I'm bringing into the middle. You'll see why. You'll see why in a minute. Let's use that tape to hold that down, and the same this side. Hold that ribbon down like that. Okay, now I'm still leaving that to dry. So I'm going to bring in these pieces, and these are going to go on here. So one that way and one that way, and as you can see, it covers over where that ribbon is like that. So I could use it that way. If I do it this way, I'm going to lose it, aren't I? I'm not going to even see it against that. So I'm going to go with the pink side, which matches the outside like that and like that. And they are different ways, but it's just that the way it folds. So glue down this side and this side, so your smallest length and the middle length. You don't want to put it down the diagonal piece of the triangle. So a little bit of glue on both sides, like that, all the way through. And you don't need to have tons, just a little bead all the way down. And this one's going to go on this side, isn't it? So lay that down flat, and it goes right up into that corner to the top and along the bottom there, like that. Bring that down a little tap. Don't want it showing on the front here, so I'm just lining it up so we can't see it. And again, using my bone folder to push that glue, oops, and line that back up again into the card. So that's that one side. Give that a minute while I do the other. Again, along that bottom edge and along this top edge, and then once we've got this down, I can check. And you can jazz this up anyway. I'm thinking, you know, next time I do one of these, I might use some brads. I might put some something jangly on it. Can't remember what they're called. Not a key ring. What's it called? It'll come to me later, probably after I finish recording. So there we go, tuck that under. So we've now got two pockets, one either side. I'm going to give that a minute to dry, and I'm going to check now on my triangular box. So hopefully that's all glued in. Push them tabs in, bring that across and tuck it in. I mean, you can have it on the outside if you want to, but I'm going to tuck it in. But before I do that, I'm going to use it. So I'm going to put some pencils and a nice fancy pen that I've got. I'm going to pop it in there for my friend for her birthday, and then tuck all of that in. So we have a nice triangular Toblerone style box, and that then should slide easily into here. It may take a minute because it's the first time. That slides into there, so we've got like a pencil case in the middle, and then we have, I've made some notelets. I might put a little message or something on there. I've got some notelets and I've got some envelopes, and they go in there. I'll pop them in this side actually. They go in there like that. The envelopes go in this side. Oops, like that. It's not quite dry, is it? So it's just sort of catching. So let's give that a, I'll push that down properly. But you've got your envelopes one side, your cards the other, and in the middle you've got your pencil case, and then you bring that up, and I'm going to use a nice pretty peg, but you can use a peg and decorate it if you want to, and that just holds it all together, and you then have a lovely little handbag stationery gift set that you can give to a friend or anyone for any occasion. And if you wanted to, you could use Christmas paper, and you've got a beautiful Christmas gift, and two little handles there as well. And you can jazz that up. I might put a happy birthday on here, or put some some toppers and things on here so that it just jazzes it up and looks beautiful. But there you go, that is my handbag stationery set. Oh, that's not dry. I'm going to take that out and let it dry. Let's just fold that down. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that'll just take a few minutes to dry. I'll take that one out as well, just in case. That'll take a few more minutes to dry, and then it's all ready to do. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed putting this together. I thought it was a great project. Like I said, it was a similar something with the triangular box on Pinterest, and I thought, wouldn't that make a beautiful sort of pencil case gift? And then I thought some notelets as well to go with it. So yeah, I think it's a lovely idea. I'm going to make some more, I think, for people. Might even do some for Christmas. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're going to give it a go. If you do, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.